The thing about the office work is that there's other people waiting on that information. You should get this, only in Lower Hutt.
They're all registered, warranted, safety chain.
I'm feeling really awkward about talking at the tip, so let's go. Why are we talking about the office versus site? Well, I think it's important to give you a good perspective of both. You've seen me as a builder boss and you think, oh yeah, just driving around drinking coffee. Man, these guys do a good coffee. There's definitely a healthy mix of getting stuff done on site, but making time to get in the office.
Snap into it.
Like this, or like this, or like this, or like this.
That's too close.
Let's talk about time management. So I think the first thing is understanding your time. I think one of the traps builders fall into in general when they're doing their own projects or when they're taking on projects is they underestimate or they forget how long things take. Even setting up your tools every morning takes half an hour, and working out what to do. Like before we went to Crofton Downs this morning, I spent half an hour last night getting the wheelbarrows ready and hooking the trailer up and getting everything we need in it. And I think that's one of the things you think like, oh, I'll just pop there and do that. Unless you're in the zone and you're doing that regularly, it's all like extra time. Being realistic about how long things actually take so that you can do the job properly. Because the worst thing is you come to the site, you're already running late, and then you're like, oh crap, I got to be here in an hour or whatever, and then you end up either not doing it or rushing it or muzzing it up. And so the first part of managing the site versus office is having a realistic expectation on your time and what you can now achieve with your time. Yeah, I think that's why I set up the office as well, because you turn up and everything's there, all your papers are there, your computer's there, you know, you walk in and it takes like literally 5 minutes to kind of get in the zone, put the headphones on and boom, you can start working. So I'm gonna chuck the headphones on, I'm gonna finish pricing a job, and I'm also gonna get up to date on a couple of material orders for our jobs. Cue the office time lapse. You have to drill 59 holes to a depth of 1.5 meters. So what I do is I'll go back to another job, and then in here I can look at the section nobody wanted, and I can look at the drill piles, and at the time these are the figures. I spent 103 hours and we used one pump and 4 grand of concrete and the digger driver's fee. So I can look at that job and say, well, if that was 57 holes to 4 meters deep and that cost that much, now I'm giving my clients an estimate on 59 holes to 1.5 meters deep. I can use that. Yeah, a little trick tip about how we use old jobs to price new jobs. Anyway, I'm going back into the zone. If you're enjoying these building vlogs, go ahead and click subscribe. We're going to head to the Silverstream tip and I'll tell you about the next tip. To the tip for tip 2. To the tip.
Efficiency, run everywhere.
A real visual satisfaction of your hard work. As a manager, that satisfaction is missing. This is Driving with Josh Sigmund, by the way. Cue the intro. Before I was a builder, I was actually did a business management training through McDonald's. And as I moved my way into management at Macca's, I had 70 staff working for me and I was running like a multi-million-dollar store. You go to work and you work hard mentally as a business manager and you come home and you're drained, but you almost feel like you've got nothing to show for it. As a 25-year-old going onto a construction site, and all I'd been doing was digging holes and hauling materials and like real grunt work jobs, but the satisfaction at the end of the day of like looking back and there's a row of holes and you know that you were the one that dug those holes, you start adding on top of yesterday's work, and before you know it, there's concrete in the ground and walls up and a roof on, and you've got a real visual satisfaction of your hard work. As a manager, that satisfaction is missing. These are no houses. I built that house. Literally, that, like, it sounds crazy, but there's that satisfaction of like, that was perfect timing. I built that house. While that's a cheesy meme, it is actually a real satisfying part of the job to see your hard work unfold in front of you. And sometimes in the office, you kind of go home and you're like, what did I do all day? I don't really know what I did all day. Like, I know that I did things and I progressed my jobs and I answered phone calls and I solved problems, but I don't have that sense of like, oh, this is like my day's work. What's this? Flipping breathalyzing during the day. Breath testing at 12:16, only in Lower Hutt. Hey.
Yeah, you're on camera.
Yeah.
Count to 5.
Police 10-7.
3 o'clock in the morning, you're buying a pie from the BP station. What must you always do?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3 o'clock in the morning, that pie's been in the warming drawer for probably about 12 hours. It'll be thermonuclear.
Is the trailer all registered, warranted, safety chain?
It sure is.
You must always blow on the pie. Always blow on the pie. Safer communities together.
I actually just got a new rig job.
Fantastic. Have a great day.
See ya. Protein. Cool. Yeah. Another trip to the tip. Unfortunate thing about construction is it's a large contributor to waste in New Zealand. I think the biggest thing with office versus site is learning to build a team and trust a team. You know, right now I'm doing a tip run and Sam and I have been barriering concrete, but there's also 3 other jobs on the go right now. So I've got 2 guys up at Birchall, I've got 2 guys at Pepperco 5, and we've got 2 guys at the Wife 2 house, and they're all doing their thing, and they're doing it without needing me, and we trust each other. They've got the information they need to do the job. It does take a while to build a team as well. It's not just something that happens just like that. Anyway, I'm feeling really awkward about talking at the tip, so let's go. It's head, oh, I forgot to tell you there's someone even working at the section nobody wanted. Let's pop in there and check up on that progress as well. Like this, balance.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to have a healthy balance of on-site time and in the office time, and I think it's knowing when to shut the door in the office and just get on site and just get stuff done, but also likewise knowing when, hey, everything's happening on site and there's no more that I can do that will make a huge impact. What I can do to make a huge impact is sit down in the office, put the headphones on, get in the zone, price, get specifications locked in, get contracts out the door. The thing about the office work is that there's other people waiting on that information. Even if it's a client, they're waiting on your price to go to the bank to lock in finance so they can pull the trigger on doing the project. It's kind of having a healthy balance of doing that work, but also understanding that at the end of the day, our business, J&K's work, is out on site, and that everything that happens in the office is to serve and make a smoother process of on-site. I think that's a really important thing to remember. On that note, let's head to the office. Yo, this is where I normally do a long outro, but stay around because we've got 30 seconds of